When talking about cozy places, believe me, the next place is on that list, and it might be on top 2. So, kicking off the video with a comfortable situation right here doesn't sound so encouraging. But always remember, the tiny rock you don't fear the most always ends up causing the most damage. This quotation was brought to you by me. By the way, anyways, there was once a hiker who decided to visit the shelter in the next video, but once he settled down, he began experiencing strange and somewhat creepy phenomena. Things were not normal. He did speculate, but in the end, he was just another one of these skeptics who doesn't believe anything, though he was somewhat scared. The 2 guys in the next video, they may have heard about that story and decided it was time for them to pack up their bags and travel there to spend a night or 2 in that very same shelter. Now you must know a couple of things about this place. It's a secluded shelter deep in Galloway Forest Park known as the White Lag in Bothy that has gained a reputation for unexplained paranormal occurrences. Originally serving as a shepherd's home, the White Lag in Bothy later transformed into a public shelter for hikers. Over time, visitors have reported hearing mysterious sounds and experiencing unnerving events during their stay, which was obviously the main reason why that first hiker had decided to visit the place. At least that's what I would believe his motives were. The 2 adventurers in the next video knew about the rumors, and they did spend the night there, but it didn't go the way they wished it would have. The weather was stormy outside, but the wind couldn't really get inside the shelter, so when the door all of a sudden slid open on its own, they had speculation it could have been the weather, but then the chair beside them moved multiple times, and the batteries of their flashlights and cameras were drained. They knew it was a paranormal type of activity.
Well, so here we are. It's getting dark outside. The storm has really picked up. I don't know if you can hear it on the GoPro, but it's definitely gusting out there pretty strong, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it's 40-50 mile an hour, the gusts. Found the Bothy book. You put my glasses on now to find us a bat. So this is popular, quite popular Bothy by the looks of it. Someone actually stayed last night. It was nice and
Wind. I mean, there's a storm going on outside, so
yeah. But I still don't believe it was the wind, but it's the only when the wind's blowing that strong. No, I'm not looking at it. It's moving, right? I'm honest. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go.
right.
I don't.
I'm not.
It's black in here as well. I can't see a thing.
That is moving.
Jesus Christ!
It is moving. That chair is moving.
Just leave it. Come on, man.
Oh Christ!
To be honest, even if this place is haunted, I would never mind staying in here forever. Just give me electricity and a good internet connection, and I promise you, the ghosts will befriend me in no time. I don't think there is a job as bad as working in a funeral home. At least, in the list of jobs that could drive someone to insanity. Well, we do have a prime example of that with the next guy who does work in a funeral home. I know that you are so surprised. You thought the man would be working in a restaurant or something. We have Tom, someone who was just doing his job, doing the night shift alone. Though he didn't really see or experience anything prior to the start of the video, he felt observed. He felt the tension in the air, if that wasn't him farting in the moment out of fear. So, in a moment of fear, he picked up his phone and said to himself, if this happens to be my last day here, why not just make it a memorial so people find out the truth about this place? So he began recording. In the beginning, there was truly nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, the place is creepy in nature since it's a funeral home, but nothing paranormal has yet occurred. Then here comes the sound of someone banging on the wall. The man didn't immediately freak out, but he had to investigate the sound and try to find the source of it. The bangs kept repeating until the man found the source. It was coming from the back room. The problem that made things even scarier is that the door of that room was initially closed, but when the man looked it up, he found it open. Don't worry though, the ghost made sure to close it as they slammed the door. The man rushed to that room and opened the door only to find nothing. He tried to keep his composure, but then as he returned to the hallway, a big bang out of nowhere sent the man back to that same spot where he found the back room door open. The lights were turned off, and so was the video.
Estos son los ataúdes que tengo, güey. No más. Y las urnas, no sé si la pinche una mí. Dejo. A la verga, qué pedo. A ver, aguanta, güey. ¿Qué pedo con esta madre? Ah, vete a la verga, güey. Pues deja fijarme, qué pedo. No sé si metió un pendejo, güey. Esta madre sí está bien. Es pura mamada, güey. Como te iba diciendo, güey, pinches ataúdes bien vergueados nos dan, güey. ¿Qué pedo? Güey, creo que se ve algo, vamos a la verga.
You can tell that the back room was way too small for any creature to hide in there, which means it couldn't have been a real creature who banged on the walls. It must be a ghost. To me, the sounds do seem real enough.
Dejo.
A guy who once decided to do an adventure by going alone underground to a remote cave regrets what he has done shortly after. Now you might be thinking, why would he regret such a thing? I mean, it's not like he cheated on his wife or something, but who said you only feel guilty when you cheat? The guy had a big regret, not because he didn't find the adventure he conducted as interesting as he wished it to. The adventure itself went well, but the consequences were a bit too high for him afterwards. As he returned home, shortly after, things began collapsing. It has nothing to do with his wife. By the way, what collapsed is his life due to the attachment, the ghostly attachment that followed him home after the cave trip. Now, there were no rumors whether that cave was haunted or not. But whatever it is, a ghost didn't let this slip under the radar and attached himself to this man, as he was once sitting in the living room on his phone, and in broad daylight, the door of the bathroom beside him opened by itself. The man was in disbelief. He stood up not out of respect but out of fear. It was clear as day it was paranormal. There is no air force to cause such a thing, and no one else in the room. The ghost didn't settle down though. They moved more objects around too. The baby crib and whatever that thing was on the table. They moved it all. This did trigger the man, and he decided days later to try and use the Ouija board as a way to make things much worse much faster. But what he had in mind was to use it as a way to communicate with the spirits to try to settle a deal with them to leave his house. How terrifyingly innocent. The usage of the Ouija board worsened the activity as of one night, and while he was using an EMF detector, if I'm not mistaken, the drawers in his bedroom were sliding open and closed one after another, while a toy was turned on its own. In the kitchen itself, while using a ghost detecting app, the energy was so negative that the chair kept moving on its own that when he grabbed it, the app began beeping so loud, giving a signal of too much bad energy.
Est-ce que tu pourrais me faire un mouvement, s'il te plaît? Ou t'approcher de la lumière bleue qu'il y a sur la table, s'il te plaît. Wow! Wow! Qu'est-ce qu'il y a, finition? Oh, le délire. Sérieux. Oh, calme-toi. Calme-toi. Calme-toi, s'il te plaît. C'est du délire. Froid. Tu as froid? Oh! Calme-toi, s'il te plaît. Calme-toi. Est-ce que tu peux me faire un mouvement, quelque chose? S'il te plaît? Vas-y, sans déconner. C'est pas toi qui paye l'eau, je crois. D'accord? Calme-toi. C'est une dinguerie. Je vous promets les amis. C'est du
Faux.
faux. Qu'est-ce qui est faux? Qu'est-ce qui est faux s'il te plaît? Est-ce que tu peux me rallumer l'eau s'il te plaît? Tu peux me rallumer l'eau? D'accord. Ok.
Est-ce que
Tu m'as dit porte tout à l'heure. Olivier, tu veux faire quelque chose avec la porte?
positif?
Je suis positif. Axel, bonjour Axel. Moi je m'appelle David, je suis pas là pour faire le mal. Ok. Est-ce que quelqu'un m'a été assassiné dans ces chiottes? Est-ce que tu peux refermer la porte s'il te plaît, Axel? Axel?
C'est à moi.
Mais tout est à toi si tu veux. Oh, 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 oh. Calmez-vous. Calme-toi. Est-ce que s'il te plaît, tu pourrais refermer la porte? D'accord.
Tu es ennuyant.
Ouais, mais... Enfin, je suis désolé en même temps, c'est juste communiquer avec toi.
En chantant.
Wow, 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 wow. Ok, j'arrête. Est-ce que tu pourrais me faire un mouvement, s'il te plaît, Serge? Wow, 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 wow. J'en reviens pas, j'en reviens pas. Mais Serge, t'es incroyable, mon ami. Alors là, franchement, Hamlet, t'as tous mes respects. Est-ce que Serge, tu pourrais me refermer le tiroir? Non, ça me déconne. Le truc qui ne m'arrive jamais. C'est du délire. Merci beaucoup, Serge. J'espère qu'on pourra devenir bien amis. Et que tu t'entendras avec Gabriel. Wow, 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 wow. Nom de Dieu. Nom de Dieu. Incroyable. J'ai jamais eu les tiroirs, c'est un truc de malade. Je m'attendais même pas à ça en fait. C'est un truc de barge. Wow, wow, wow. C'est quoi ça? Oh, wow, wow. Non, wow, wow. Calme-toi, Serge. Oh, peut-être ça c'est le truc d'Halloween de mes enfants. Oh, qu'on le flippe. D'accord, Serge. Tu es là, j'avoue que tu m'as eu. Oh, le flip de merde. Encore, oh, putain. Wow! Oh, Serge. Putain. C'est quoi cette poupée? Hamlet, tu m'as donné quoi là, frère? Putain, oh putain. Oh putain, les amis, je suis tout seul dans la cave. Waouh, 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 le délire. Est-ce que tu peux m'ouvrir les placards? Stop, Serge, stop. Merci beaucoup, Serge. Oh, le délire. Est-ce que, Serge, si je te pose une question, peux-tu, Serge, s'il te plaît, Non, what the fuck. Putain, je reviens pas. Je te jure, je reviens pas. Les amis... Wow, wow, wow. Putain, tu m'as fait peur, Serge. Serge, je te remercie pour ce que tu viens de faire pour moi. Je vais couper la vidéo. Je te fais un grand merci, Serge.
Now that's what I call some paranormal party. That's the kind of house hauntings I usually admire to see. Not in my house though, but in videos. In the end, he brought the ghost home by choice. To be honest with you, if you want to show someone a creepy video that may really leave a mark on him, I would suggest showing him the next clip, because in my opinion, it's one of those very unique investigations filled with terror. We have Jose, an investigator part of a team of investigators who usually goes to the most terrifying abandoned places, planning to encounter the paranormal. The last time the team visited the place in the next video, one of the team members couldn't handle it any longer as he claimed that he felt attacked. The man never backed up fully though, as he decided it was time for him to go back to the very same place he was jumped by a ghost. So here he is again, but this time he is alone. Jose, the man with barely anything to lose, at least on my agenda, that's what I believe, is here with full ghost detecting equipment and a gear on his body to protect himself, is here to seek the truth. Was he really attacked by an unseen force, or was he so scared that he began hallucinating? The place is an abandoned orphanage. It's somewhat massive, and it seems like it has been abandoned for far too long. It's filled with graffiti on every corner and every pillar. The man sets up his equipment, draws a circle of salt to, and then here come the sounds. Sounds of heavy bangs on the lower floor, which he charged to, and found no one. Not long after, he began hearing heavy footsteps charging at him despite nothing and no one being visible in the scene. Jose had to run back to the second floor, but these sounds he heard earlier repeated, which sent Jose running back down looking for evidence, trying to trace the source, in which he found it was one of the doors going back and forth on its own. You want to hear more? Well, this next part was totally freaky, where he had a doll in his hands and was pulled off of it right in front of him, and then he was once again poked from behind. When he took down his gear and the shirt, scratches appeared on his back. The video is just filled with scary activities.
Hello a todos los benditos bastardos del universo. Estoy de nuevo en el orfanato maldito. En esta ocasión estoy solo. No vengo acompañado de mi gran amigo Curro. Bueno, el círculo ha quedado que parece de todo menos un círculo, pero sirve. Estoy aquí solo. Hoy somos solamente tú y yo. ¿Dónde estás? No, no, no. ¿Qué dice? Detrás de mí. ¡Hostia! ¡Je! ¡Wow! Como la otra vez, tío. Dios mío. ¡Hostia! ¡Hostia! ¡Lo he visto! ¡Lo he visto! He visto algo cruzar. No sé si la cámara la habrá captado bien, Dios mío. ¡Lo he visto! Mira, mira. Qué putada, esa cámara no ha grabado, tío. No ha grabado nada, tío. Yo. Dios mío, de mi alma. Han dicho mi nombre, tío. ¿Qué coño está pasando? ¿Qué cojones, tío? ¿Qué es eso, tío? Tío. ¿Qué es eso, tío? ¿Un bicho? ¡Oh! Mira. ¡Para! ¡Hostia! ¡Hostia! No me creo lo que acabo de ver. No me lo creo. Estoy cagado, ¿eh? ¡Eres un demonio de mierda! ¡Hostia! Eres un puto demonio de mierda. Hostia. Dios. ¿Estás ahí? Te acabo de escuchar. Dios mío de mi alma, ¿qué coño es eso? Acaba de caminar detrás mío otra vez, Dios mío. Eres un demonio de mierda. ¿Tú? ¿Va a partir las paredes o qué, tío? No puedes hacerme nada. No tienes ningún tipo de poder sobre mí. Tío, ha entendido tu alma. Tío, ¿cómo es que...? ¡Para! Tío, como si fuese un puto animal. Me cago en la puta. ¿Cómo cojones va a ser? ¿Cómo cojones va a ser, tío? Ahora está fuera del círculo. ¡Llévatela! ¡Ah! ¡Dios! ¡Hostia, hostia, hostia, hostia! ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Hostia! ¡Déjame en paz! Es que no sé si se verá.
You know, when I saw the man's back, I was like, dang, that's a body of a fighter, not just an investigator. And before I drip, I had to close that part of the video. When you decide to play chess with someone, and the game is so intense that it seems like you're putting your dignity on the line, the tension in the air gets so high that you begin sweating. Which takes me to our next video, in which our investigator was in the middle of a cleansing ritual in an abandoned house, not knowing that a game of chess was taking place right where he was, in which he unintentionally intervened, causing the whole game to collapse. Now I know the confusion you have currently, but I will explain. That house he was cleansing was supposedly haunted, and there was a chessboard sitting on a table right in the middle of the room where he was standing. In a sudden turn, the whole board was spanked, and not once, but multiple times, which obviously freaked out the man. I mean, seeing all the pawns and chess pieces being thrown in the air while the table under it shakes is a scene of horror. No one may handle it easily, and it seems like the chess game these ghosts were having was so intense that the interference of this poor investigator was so poorly timed they pushed him so far his camera glitched. To make things even worse, he ran out of the room and left a camera in there, which captured a misty floating shadow figure by that freaking table.
You know it's fake.
Что, друзья? О, сука.
I told you there was a chess game between two ghosts in there. That shadow figure to me was just the last nail in the coffin, indicating that one of the ghosts was trying to realign the chess pieces, setting up for another round after that first one was interrupted. But in a serious tone though, this was nothing but a serious tale of events that might just be real paranormal activities. And on an even more serious note, I ask you to subscribe and watch the next video on screen.